Why are the views so low?
What is the reason of Gabbie Hanna downfall? Some people might answer the YouTube series she has been putting out, where she explained her side of every scandal she's been in. A YouTube series where she's been exposed for bad behavior, and exposing herself her bad behavior, like disrespecting people, lying, and being a nightmare to work with plenty of other issues. So back to the question, what is the reason why Gabbie Hanna is on her downfall? The answer is her behavior, her bad behavior. Behavior, whether it's good or bad, is caused by thoughts, but most of the time bad behavior is caused by cognitive distortion. So let's talk about what is cognitive distortion and how those distortion has caused Gabbie Hanna to lose and destroy her career. The first example of distortion that Gabbie Hanna has is black and white thinking. Here's an example.
It was a very similar thing where she confronted this dude who did a video on whether or not he would smash or pass Gabbie, which of course is not the greatest type of video content. It is not my style of content that I like to consume, but it was also very popular at the time.
The Gabbie show?
Yeah. Why are you thinking so hard?
Pass. Why would you pass on Gabbie? It's not my type, man. Shit. It's not my type either.
See you in Orlando?
This dude said that he would pass on Gabbie Hanna, but was actually kind of polite about it and was just like, she's not my type, which is fair.
It's not my type, man. Shit.
But this caused Gabbie Hanna to see him at a party, once again confront him in person and ask him, why did you pass on me? And start accusing him of all of these things and then kind of going after his physical appearance. He never went after her physical appearance.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
Let's
so
talk.
You passed me.
I did.
So you mean to tell me that if tonight we got a little bit drunk and I was like, hey, I'm really interested in you, you think you're out of my league?
I don't say you're out of my league. No.
Next up to bat is Dominic DeAngelis. He had to come at me on Twitter, said that I was the worst person he's ever met in LA. So let me tell you about the day I met him. So before I met him, he played a game of Smash or Pass publicly on YouTube. And when my picture came up, he dehumanized me and demeaned me. You know, like a misogynistic, disgusting piece of shit who acts as if he could have a chance with me anyway.
Let me explain. All or nothing thinking, polarized thinking, also known as black and white thinking, is a distortion that manifests itself by an inability to, or an unwillingness to see shade of gray. In other words, you see things in extremes. Something is either fantastic or awful. You believe you're either perfect or a total failure. And in this case, you can see that Gabbie Hanna showed this type of thinking. Also, Gabbie Hanna has been really open about having an ADHD diagnosis, and black and white thinking with ADHD are really common. The same thing that black and white thinking is also really common with people that have anxiety or OCD. Back to Gabbie Hanna, in this situation, she's not capable of accepting that someone can simply pass her, and she sees it as a total awful thing. She's not capable of seeing the shade of gray that would simply be, okay, he passed me, that's it, let's get over it. And this way of thinking that is really extreme push her to have really extreme action that have extreme results. And this is the root of her bad behavior. This is the reason why she had such a reaction that could, from the eyes of someone who is not her and not in her mind, be considered totally inappropriate, and is totally inappropriate. She was aggressive, she was not respecting the person boundaries just because her way of thinking is distorted. Another distortion that she has been showing is blaming and denying, refusing to accept accountability, instead projecting into other people or other stuff. A lot of people have been mad at Gabbie Hanna because she's been using her ADHD diagnosis as an excuse for her bad behavior. The last example is with the Gabbie Hanna racial oath situation. So for people who don't know what happened, Gabbie Hanna sent her book to Racial Oath to do a review, and she did a review where she was talking negatively about the book because she didn't like it, and Gabbie Hanna had a pretty extreme reaction. Here it is.
You could just apologize. You literally just ran away and blocked me instead of looking at your own criticism. You can't take criticism towards yourself at all. You can't stand even the tiniest ounce of criticism. You're a fucking monster.
In this case, the distortion is mental filtering, a tendency to ignore the positive and exclusively focus on the negative. Rachel has talked a lot about how Gabbie could be better, do better, and have a better writing style, but Gabbie has not focused on that. She just focused on the negative.